18 years of Jesus' life missing. What happened during those 18 years?
Yeah, it is very well known in the Bible that where Jesus was for 18 years. He disappeared when he was 12 years old, and he came back when he was 30 years old. And all the churches, even they know the truth, but they don't want to tell you the truth. Why? Because they will collapse if they will tell the truth. Because the truth is something else, which churches, they don't carry it. We know it, that Jesus' father, Joseph, was the greatest person on the earth. He not only saved Jesus, he saved also his mother. When all the people were throwing stone on her, Joseph was the only one person who saved her and married her. And Jesus was not even his own son, but he considered fully that he is his own son. And those people are not mentioned even into the Bible, not respectively. Maybe their names are there. How they can tell the truth of the Jesus where he was 18 years? It is very easy. It's very easy. Like Joseph loved him so much, more than his own son, maybe, more than anything else. So he was worried how to make him educated. And there was no universities those days, like these days we have all over universities. There was only one university in the world. It was in Nalanda. The name of the university was Nalanda. Nalanda existed those days in India. And the trade was open. There was no barriers, no borders. Anybody can go anywhere. So Joseph thought, if my son gets a very good education from the universities, I will be the happiest person on the earth. And that's what he did. The business people, they were traveling there, and they requested if he can take him to there, because education was free, fully free education, and you have to be in that university 16 years at least. And they will provide your food, your living, and education was so free. So that's what Joseph thought, that if Jesus get very well versed and educated, he will be in good hands. That's what he sent to him. And there are proofs now in Tibet. After 16 years, when he finished his education, he traveled. And Tibetan, they have a history. They keep every little record. They found Jesus' signature and name, and it matches those days. So it is possibility. Even the churches know the truth, they don't want to tell you, because if they will tell you the truth, that church will collapse. Churches are hiding many things. That is the one thing. Even though they try to make it different, that Jesus was here, maybe he was in Najjar. What is that called? Near Galileo?
Compton.
Galileo? What is that name? Galilee. And Nazareth? Nazareth. Yeah, Nazareth.
Sorry.
They say that he was doing like, he was like a businessman. He was young, he has to support his family. He was like a fisherman. That's what they are trying to make it, just make it better picture. But that is not the way. Because Jesus, even 2 years, they got him within 2 years, because he was teaching marvelous. he was teaching for the humanity, and people didn't like him because it was new for them. When it is new and revolutionary, people don't like it. And that's why they don't want to tell you the truth. And the truth is, Jesus was very well versed, very well educated, and ask them where was the university those days. Only one university in the whole world, Nalanda, and still it is ruins there.
Did Jesus spend the time between the ages of 12 and 30 living quietly in Nazareth? Or is it possible that during this time Jesus traveled, studied, and preached outside of Palestine? When we return, could Jesus have journeyed to India and encountered the teachings of Buddha? More than 2,500 years ago, in the verdant forests of northern India, an event occurred which, like the birth of Jesus, would transform human history. Seating himself under the outstretched branches of a blossoming tree, the young prince, Siddhartha Gautama, vowed not to rise until he had found the answer to the mysteries of human existence. After a night of profound insight, he arose from his seat as Buddha, the Enlightened One. Buddha spent the rest of his life traveling in India and elsewhere, sharing the message of his revelation. Could Jesus have been familiar with the teachings of Buddha? Is it possible, as some believe, that he traveled to India during his lost years?
Ancient writings do exist from both Persia as well as India, that Jesus did indeed travel to India. But we do not have 100% proof that he was there. The proof, however, does lie in his teachings when compared to sacred Buddhist writings.
Some scholars find striking similarities between Jesus and Buddha. Like Jesus, Buddha is said to have miraculously cured the sick, walked upon water, and fed multitudes with only a few loaves of bread.
Where did Jesus gain his knowledge? Nobody knows that. It is simply explained away with miracles. From where did he get his high standard of ethics? Where did that come from? Why is he so different, and why does he react so totally unlike the people who surround him? These are questions without answers.
Could Jesus have been influenced by the teachings of Buddha?
When we see similarities, the basic fundamental similarities like truth, non-violence, love thy neighbor, service of the poor and downtrodden, frugality, simplicity in life, away from ostentatious, these things are similar. In Christianity, what Jesus taught, in Buddhism, what Buddha taught, love thy neighbor. There may be words may be different, but the essence is the same. The meaning and the message is the same.
India lies over 3,000 miles from Palestine. How could Jesus have made such a monumental journey?
It would have been very easy, actually, for Jesus to travel to India. There were a lot of trade routes that existed between the Roman Empire, which included Palestine, and Asia. For example, he could have taken the trade route that went from Palestine through northern Afghanistan and northern Pakistan, and then down to the west coast of India.
Could Jesus have journeyed farther into the interior of India? Perhaps even into the vast Himalayan mountains of the far north. The controversial story told by Nicholas Notovich suggests he may have. In 1887, Notovich, a Russian journalist, traveled to Hemis, an isolated Buddhist monastery high in the Himalayan mountains of northern India. In his book, The Unknown Life of Jesus Christ, Notovich claims that there he was shown secret manuscripts which detailed the life of a wandering prophet named Isha. Notovich was convinced by the manuscript and by the monks he consulted that Isha was in fact Jesus. According to Notovich, the arcane manuscript he was shown revealed that at age 14, Jesus traveled to India and studied Buddhism. After many years of study and preaching throughout Asia, Jesus returned to Palestine, carrying Buddhist beliefs with him. While many scholars question the authenticity of Notovich's account, he was not the only person who reported seeing the mysterious scrolls.
In the 1920s, a Hindu priest went up there. He went to the same monastery in Hemis. He had some of the passages translated, but not all of them. And then he published a book. The translation in the second book very closely paralleled Notovich's translations.
Other unconfirmed reports of the existence of the Isha manuscripts at Hemis continued until 1939. But since then, there were